All right, welcome back to the Sooner Surge on a Monday afternoon. If you haven't lit yet, please click subscribe for us. Love the new subscribers and the comments and everything you're putting on the videos. Really appreciate it. Also, we also have now a thing called Sooner Surge Unlimited. It's something you're going to want to be a part of because the content on Sooner Surge Unlimited is even more than you're getting on just our regular videos. It's 24/7. It's updates on different things. So please click the join button. It'll be linked in the comment section here. So, yeah, we're just going to do a video here with about the defense because the defense this year is a defense so far in 2 games that if you're a Sooner fan, it's something you've been hoping for. It's something you've been wishing for. It's something you've missed for the last, I don't know how many years, but it's different this year. And I know people will say, well, it's Arkansas State, it's SMU, no real big challenges. SMU is a really good team. Offensively, they're really good. And it doesn't matter who the opponent is. When you are playing crisp defense, you're making tackles. I mean, we're talking about this defense has 7 missed tackles in 2 games. That's something, I mean, that never happened under Lincoln Riley coach team. I'll tell you that right now. And it's been a long time since that's happened. So that's very good. Not only are they having less missed tackles, but they're hitting harder. I mean, you can just see it on the hits. And they're in position. That's the most important thing I think too, is they're not out of position a lot. There was a couple plays against SMU. Billy Bowman got out of position once. I think Walker maybe on the secondary, but it's been pretty tight as well. So, Brody, your thoughts? I mean, it's been impressive for the first 2 games.
Yeah, I mean, you mentioned the tackling. That is, to me, the #1 improvement so far. But I just think there's a lot of dudes on this defense, something that we haven't seen in the past. And we can kind of go position by position almost, but starting with, like, the defensive line. I know people might want to nitpick and say that the pressure has not been good yet because they have 2 sacks on the season. But the pressure was certainly there. I mean, the pressure caused a lot of bad throws by Preston Stone on Saturday night against SMU. When you look at it, I mean, to me, the #1 most impressive player on that D-line has been Jonah Laulu. He's looked really good. I know maybe he hasn't had any sacks, but he's looked good. And Trace Ford has gotten a lot of pressure as well. I think the D-line is just a part where you've seen so much improvement. You look at Trace Ford's looked really good. I really like the combo of Trace Ford and Rondell Bothroyd. And then you got, like, Jacob Lacey flashed a lot against SMU. Yep. Dejon Terry's looked good in the run. Ethan Downs. R. Mason Thomas played a bit more against SMU, and he looked pretty good too. Then you got Jordan Kelly. And then you've got Grayson Halton. You've got PJ Adebawore, who has played. I mean, his role has over 2 games. I know it's over 2 games, but he played some meaningful snaps against SMU. And that's a guy who's going to do nothing but continue to get better. I mean, it's interesting, too, because Reggie Grimes started so many games for this team on the defensive end.
I don't think he played.
He didn't play a single snap.
Yeah, and the thing is, you kind of hit on the head on the defensive line. It's a bunch of guys. There's not somebody that's going to be like –
there's not that one dude.
It's not like a guy that's going to be there every time. But they also – what's cool about it is they're able to interchange these guys, even move them around a little bit, and – the drop-off is you don't really notice that somebody's not in. I think it's a testament to the depth. They've been pretty consistent, and what nobody is talking about is the run defense has been outstanding.
I
mean, 3.3 yards a carry, I think SMU. Nothing like big breakoffs, really. I mean, they've just really been plugging it up in the middle. So that's great about the defensive line. And then you move to the next level, linebackers. I mean, Danny Stutzman's his own dude. I mean, 17 tackles, 2.5 for loss, a sack, a hurry, a fumble recovery. The guy did it all on Saturday. He's a machine. He's an animal. Canick's right there with him. Those 2 guys are solid. And then you got depth behind him. I mean, Kip Lewis comes in and plays 20 snaps and has 9 tackles. Are you kidding me? You got Kobe McKenzie comes in, just gets in right away, makes a play right on the line of scrimmage. I mean, we could go on and on, Brody, about the linebackers too.
Yeah, the linebackers, to me, if you weren't keeping up with Oklahoma football this season, but you watched every game last year, if you want to tell just how much of a difference there is in that linebacker room, just turn it on to the 4th quarter. Danny Stutzman didn't play that much in the 4th quarter. He missed a couple drives because he's played the whole game. Jaron Kanik, he was out sometimes. They brought Kip Lewis and Kobe McKenzie in that fourth quarter. There was not one time last year where it wasn't Stutzman and Ugwebu in the fourth quarter, even the whole game. So, I mean, Kip Lewis, the 9 tackles and 20 snaps is crazy. He's a guy who you got to feel great about if him playing. Like, he's played really well, but at the same time, Kanik's played great, and Stutzman has played amazing. He's playing his best football. He's been the best player on this entire team so far, and that's what you want out of a linebacker. And then you look at the cheetah position.
Yeah.
In my opinion, I mean, they haven't had Deshaun McCulley yet. And
well, that's the first game, but not
they had him the first game for 2 plays, and he made a play the first game. But Deshaun McCulley is someone who I'm very excited about. I'm pretty sure every single Oklahoma student fan is very excited about. He's arguably their biggest get out of the portal. He's barely even played yet. Justin Harrington, though, he has looked really good. Really good. I mean, he's what you want in a cheetah, in my opinion.
Well, all you have to do, and it's no slap at what they had last year in the linebacker in the cheetah room. I'm not going to bash just Deshaun White or Ugwebu or whatever, but if you go watch Deshaun White last year, especially in pass coverage, and you watch Harrington this year and some of the other guys they kind of interchange at cheetah so far this year, even McCullough in the 2 plays he played, it's a night and day difference as far as athleticism and coverage. Also, Harrington's been he's been a dog in the run game.
Yeah.
He's been really aggressive, which you got to be that way in a Brent Venables defense. So,
yeah, the cheetah positions look great. I mean, corner is another position where I feel great about where they're at in cornerback room. And I don't think for as long as I've been, watching Oklahoma football closely, I've never looked at a cornerback room and have felt this confident in it. Woody Washington, in my opinion, is maybe he's got to be a top 3 corner in the Big 12, top 2 at minimum. He's elite, and he doesn't get talked about enough because they don't test him because he's so good. Then, I think we all knew coming into the season Woody was going to be the number 1 corner and he was going to be really good. But they've solidified. They've got Gentry Williams behind him. They've got Kenai Walker, who coming from Louisville, and he's only, I think, a redshirt sophomore. But coming from Louisville, he was hyped up, but he's got the body type. He's like 6'.
And he's played well when he played.
He's played well. He had one play that wasn't great, but again, it was a great throw by Stone. Gentry has the speed. Josiah Wagner was maybe the biggest hype up on the defense in the defensive backfield all fall camp. He has been hurt and hasn't played yet. So there's just I don't think have had that much depth at corner in a long time.
You look at the safety room. I mean, we could do a whole video on the safety room, but just to me, the way they're able to interchange guys. I mean, you've seen Bowen in there with Harrington. You've seen RSJ, and obviously Key Lawrence had a good game the other day. You got Bowman. I mean, am I missing somebody? I mean, that's just a lot of guys, and they're not scared to play him at all. They're going to play him. Their depth, and the thing is, they come in and let's just, if you're an OU fan in that game, if you go back and watch that game against SMU, and Brent Venables kind of touched about this in the press conference, but the amount of times the offense was giving the ball back over to the defense, there is no way in previous years they wouldn't have had some touchdowns just off broken coverages or just busted plays. It just seems a lot more tight and crisp this year on that defense, where they're communicating, they're in the right spots, they're more aggressive because they know the defense, they're faster. It's just, it's super exciting to watch. They're hitting a lot harder too. Oh yeah, especially Reggie Pearson and Pearson's the other guy I was talking about. Yeah, he's the other one I forgot. Pearson's a dog, man. Peyton Bowen is you can't, his performance on Saturday night, how do you keep a guy like that off the field? Yeah. But Key Lawrence played a really good game against SMU. He had a few mistakes, but still he made plays. He was great in the run game. And Pearson was pretty good in coverage too. And I think people know him as a hitter, but he was good in coverage as well. Yeah, and Key Lawrence's strip was huge. But huge play. RSJ had one play where he laid a big hit. But Bowen's his 4th down play was a great play. And even maybe you can, justify the pass interference call, but he was defending, RJ Maryland, who's a pretty big tight end.
I don't know how much better coverage he could have played there, but
It was
yeah,
great.
yeah. I mean, this just the depth among the. I think the depth has shined so far
Yep.
on the defense, and that's where you want to be.
And we've talked about it on videos because of Brent Venables has talked about it multiple times all through the offseason about competitive depth, competitive depth. Well, he wasn't just blowing.
Yeah, he wasn't blowing smoke on that. He was exactly right. They definitely have the competitive depth, and it's shown so far. And that's what you want. I mean, Deshaun McCullough, Josiah Wagner, those are guys that have been injured so far. R. Mason Thomas was injured, and you still got tons of guys out there to play. I mean,
Yeah.
McCullough was hurt at Cheetah. They played Pearson there. They played Bowen there. So, I mean, you got to be feeling great about where the defense is at. And this is exactly the type of defense I think all Oklahoma Sooner fans have been hoping for a very long time.
Yeah, and I'd love to have the viewers watching this drop it in the comments. Are you all in on the Sooner defense so far through 2 games, or do you need to see more? And if so, what game is it going to take for you as a fan to believe that this defense is for real? Is there something you're looking for? Because SMU is a really good offense that they just faced. TU is going to throw the ball around. And then you got Cincinnati. So what's it going to take? I mean, as a Sooner fan, I can tell you right now through 2 games, this defense looks for real, and I'm super excited for the season. Once again, if you haven't subscribed, please hit the subscribe button. And also Sooner Surge Unlimited, be a part of it. It's going to be a lot of content. So really would love your support on that. Really would. So appreciate you guys. And as always, Boomer.